All right, guys. So, welcome to Dev Talk number 20. And so, haven't been feeling the best, or if maybe I guess got a little burnt out from all the videos. So, I'm back. So, I have a few more videos for you guys, and also we're definitely going to do the Toy Story as well very soon. So, hopefully today. But yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about our recent all-time highs, and let's talk about the implications of that. So, as you guys know, and let me just shrink myself here. Um, as you guys know, Wash to Earn is a corporate token. So, what does that mean? Corporate token means it's a different category of cryptocurrency, and it just basically means that all the revenue of a singular company or companies, so it could be multiple companies, they run their revenue, all of it or a portion of their revenue through the token, so that the volume of the token represents revenue and not a speculative investment, meaning that there's should be a bias towards the upside, towards the long side. So essentially, this is what Watch to Earn is, a demonstration of the corporate token. So what's been happening recently is that I've been back to trading, so I've been making a little bit from trading, and I'm kind of formalizing the end part of my trading journey, which is basically just, and I know how to make trades, I know where to find them. For the most part, I know how to make them, even though I just lost this most recent BNB trade. But for the most part, I still feel comfortable. But now I just need to allocate. How much do I put to the side? How much do I put in the next trade? So that's what I'm doing. So now I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative, and I'm trying to be more longwards thinking. So now when I trade, every so often I'm going to be putting X amount into the trading account and the trading wallet, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, and from there, price is going to move upwards. So yesterday we had moved, I think about 11, how about 11 cents all the way up to about 16.4. So this is our current all-time high. So it depends which one you look at, but 16.4, 16.3, 4, give or take. But so yeah, so you'll see here that we have a balance of 26,000 for our Watch to Earn operational wallets. And basically, what this is, or what's important to note about this, is that this figure is also pretty much in line with this, meaning that when you check the holders spot, uh, because we have a larger balance than what's available throughout here, I think altogether we have maybe like 9,000 Watch to Earn left on the deck. So because of that, my balance is only going to be liquid by how much money is in here. And even then, when I try to example sell, I'll only get maybe $800 out of this, maybe $700, after crashing price. Uh, so because of that, we're going to be able to actually do more than this. So let's do the math here. So we have 26,000, uh, 26,573 times 0.164. Then what does that give us? So 4,357. So if we were not looking to cash out, which obviously we're not, you know, this is how much we have in total. So what does that mean in terms of our Watch to Earn prizes? So I guess I could just skip to that here. So if you guys have been following either the Dev Talks or the Discord, you've seen this spreadsheet before. This is basically just all the records of all of the videos that we've done, all the trivia series challenges, and what prices they were at, both USD and then also Watch to Earn, and then different little stats as well. So what I do here is I always update this, so the current Watch to Earn price. So it's right now at 1634, and we're comparing it. So what's cool is that even though out of all the 82 issued, I issued $630 of my own money from savings all out throughout these months. And the effect of the appreciation means that actually I gave out about 4,600 worth. So the appreciation ratio is about 7.21. So this is basically what I was trying to demonstrate, is that once you have multiple entities, so right now we have the uh, trivia series, and then we also have the trading. So right now we have two, but we're trying to make a trade token market, which is a website that we're going to have. We have a few different ideas. So right now we have two, but you see how already with two, when the trading picks up, how quickly the trivia series takes that benefit as well, but solely due because they're linked by the same cryptocurrency and very specifically corporate token. This was Bitcoin, if this was Ethereum that we try to do this on, or Binance, not watch to earn on Binance, but specifically Binance, we wouldn't be able to do this because we wouldn't be able to have as predictable of results because we're at the mercy of the entire market. Whereas since we're building on top of Binance, we're only concerned about what we're doing, and obviously, $100, $150 in a wash to earn economy is going to be way more impactful than it is in a Binance, Bitcoin, Ethereum that has literally tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of liquidity. Um, that's kind of just what I wanted to show you guys how impactful this is. So, just imagine if once we actually have our websites and whatnot, so when we have, $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $30,000 a month, fingers crossed, in terms of a business, this Watch and Earn Prize, this trivia series is just going to explode in terms of how much appreciation there is. So you see here, what I did is that for the differential, I took so the current prize value minus the original prize value. So you see how this one was originally 3 cents back in June 5th, 2022, and this one is now worth 16.34. So I took this and then I did the differential between this and that, and then you get 54,000 54,000 percent. But obviously, that's going to be an outlier because it was towards the beginning of our journey. So I took the median, which is all of these together, lined up sequentially from least or the value with minimum value to maximum value, I guess. And then picks the one in the middle. So meaning that if you would have done any of these and held, your median appreciation would have been 649%. And we've only been operating since June 5th, and that's about 7, 8 months ago. So, that's great. That's really great. Like almost like 100% non-compounded per month. That's really good. So, yeah, and what does that mean as well? So let's look at what else do we have here? Maybe let's actually, I don't even want to mess with that. So what's cool is that we have dislike button, and dislike button has actually, you know what? Let me just do that. I'm sorry for doing that. Here. And so dislike button is our guy who joined us in November, and basically he won most of the high ticket items. So we had a series, we had a string of trivia challenges that were worth, I think, like 400, 500 wash earn, something like that. And once price appreciated, and we went through a lull of nobody answering the questions, he took all of them up. So all the ones that he has, of course, this is Cake LP. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so we can do that here, and then let's do that. So that's what. So you see why I have all the the screenshots because it's gonna take a while. But yeah, so this like button has about basically 10,000. I think that's literally like nine less than 10,000. So he's the first person to ever win literally over $1,000 with our program. But then also you have to remember that because we're at 16 cents, 10,000, that's roughly about 1,400, 1,500 in wash to earn. So I just wanted to pull this up so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. And yeah, and definitely if we win some more money from trading, we're going to be purchasing a new laptop. We're definitely going to be purchasing a new laptop because this is just every single time I try to do this, it's kind of insane. Um, let's just wait. Alrighty. So transactions. We can go balances here. Bam. All right. So after long awaiting. So yeah. So this is what we have here, and I guess this is going to do another breakdown, and I might just do another breakdown in a separate video again. But we have here null address, the net address. So we originally have 1 million watch to earn altogether, and so we have we burnt literally about 86% of those. And if you check one of our old tokenomics videos, I tried to incorporate different tokenomics for this, but basically I don't foresee us burning too much more watch to earn, but we'll see. Originally I was going to do it continuously, but maybe with when we make our business, our trade token markets, that comes up with that revenue, we might burn some, but even then, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, so yeah, so after this we have our ledger, which is 70,300. So the reason why I have this still, and it's been locked here since well, let's see, it's been like quite a few months. The point of this is to act as our safeguard, like our ultimate vault. So I haven't touched it since I really put this in, but we're going to be using this, for example. I want to eventually move to Polygon as well. So if this is the case, then we're going to use some of this of Watch to Earn because this is highly illiquid. We saw the 26,000 was illiquid by I think by 75%, give or take. So just do the math on that. But we're gonna be using this for Polygon. Um, maybe if we want to hire somebody or if we want to do something, it's gonna be just extra funds. And then also just if anything happens, yeah. So 71 days ago was when we started this. So 2 months ago, feels like way longer. Actually, no, it doesn't because we just had our ledger thing. Uh, but yeah. So and in case anything happens to this, we still have two copies of this. So if anything happens to the wallet, if I lose it, God forbid, or something like that. Even though I wrote down all the private keys and the phrase and whatnot, we already have that. So that's what this is. So just pretty much ignore this. But we have 26,000 in the operating wallet, 9,900. So this is just like Button right now. So just like Button has 991.8 times 0.164. Yeah. So literally about $1,600 and USD and also watch and earn. So I mean that's cool. That's cool. I mean, how cool is that? And one thing that I wanted to mention as well, that's interesting is that so what I'm noticing is that and I'm always trying to do observations on the fly, well not on the fly, but as well live, I guess. Just because this is the first demonstration of it, so even though I understood this in theory, in practice things are going to be a little different. But what I notice is that uh, as we appreciate and value, even though it takes a little bit longer than just being able to cash out immediately or whatnot, and I mean in reference to here, so it's been all the way since June, but I can see in a scenario where, especially when we have businesses, the base value of the wash to earn becomes smoother. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. So, uh, because we have here, let's say there's 26,000, and we said the 26,000 was worth about 4,500, give or take, in USD. That means that now 1% of my holdings, or in terms of the watch to earn holdings. So if you want to do marketing, if you want to do something else like that, 1% is now $45. So as long as I don't abuse the limit, I now have $45. I don't have $200. I have whatever, and in terms of percent of what I have altogether, it really doesn't mean much. So even though we're still capped, we can't do $100 sponsorships, we can't do $1,000 sponsorships yet. You can see very quickly how if we have our trade token markets, if we have our Patreon, if we have the YouTube giving us AdSense, if we have all these type of things, plus more of the ideas I have ongoing, which are going to be later on this year, going on to next year. Uh, you see very quickly how having 1% being $45 and one percent being $4,000, very quickly we can start making a lot of things happen, and it wouldn't really affect our economy like that. So it's kind of like a slow and steady wins the race type of deal. Slow and steady wins the race because I mean you'll see here, and I mentioned this before in a separate dev talk where this guy he was with us all the way up here on our initial push, and I think he accumulated up to 17,000 wash to earn, give or take. And he sold all of that, I think maybe for like $300 or $400. Right now, 17,000 wash to earn is oh, let's do the math on that. My instant math isn't that good. Times- Sometimes it automatically does that, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I don't have to press go. Yeah, so he would have had 27, $2,800 right now, and within the same year. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Where the incentive, the beauty of the corporate token is that although it is highly centralized, which is a whole other nuanced debate, in terms of token share, there's no incentive ever to sell really because it's like it's based on the revenue, and as long as the revenue always comes in, and right now trading is kind of iffy, obviously, because trading is harder than more solid business. But as trading goes on, if I have enough money, I'm definitely going to go into real estate, go into whatever like that to get or to I think I have a car idea as well. Many different ideas. So we just need the first few. Really, we need like about 5 digits. I like to say before we start, but 4 to 5 digits to start different businesses and start getting our token up there. So because that's the case, there isn't really an incentive to sell, and you see that. Uh, I need to do the math, but I'd like to say maybe 40 or 50% of the wash to earn has been, I'd like to say about, yeah, 35 to 40% of the wash to earn has been maintained from the trivia series, which is interesting because you would think people would automatically sell. But as we did our interview with Dislike Button a few months ago, it's just because it didn't cost anything to get in, the perception of the perception of danger or losing value, or even if we were to decline from here, another 25, 30%, it doesn't really matter. It's like as long as you have faith in the overall project, it is what it is. And, you can withdraw anytime, but one, you can't, if just like Bud tried to sell his old 10,000, you're not going to get the entire $1,600 worth. He's probably going to get maybe only like 1,000 by $100 worth, but he could do that. But it's like, yet again, what's the incentive to sell there? So it's going to be very interesting when we have more revenues, or when we have more avenues for this watch to earn token to be used for. So for the Patreon, for whatever, and we have you guys, with the majority of the watch to earn. When we have you guys being our first customers, essentially, because we're going to market products for you guys, and then also to the general public. I'm gonna be very interested to see if the people right now are still gonna hold, are they gonna use that watch to earn to purchase any of our goods from our other companies or other businesses. So it's gonna be very interesting to see. But yeah, it was just very interesting to see how as long as we hold, as long as we appreciate to a high enough level, so it does take a lot to appreciate. But once we do get to that level, business seems to be very smooth, and I can foresee that. So we're gonna go back to that point in a few months from now. But so here's our trading count. So basically, as I told you, so I'm trying my best to make this company. So I'm trying my best to separate funds and try to do this organized in a more organized manner than just as we did as a hobby for last year for quite a while. So part of that is incorporating our trading accounts. So right here you'll see our trading wallets. The 1819 is the end, and I I don't remember this offhand. I really don't. But when I check it, I gave this money to my sister, and so I think I just used the wrong account. And and considering that this was the first transaction as well, I did have another trading account, a trading wallets, but I lost that one. I didn't have the private keys, so it's iffy. But anyway, this is our trading wallet right now, and so you'll see we have 970 watch to earn in here. And I did the math before this video. It was worth about $140, $150 at current price. So what's important there is that basically as we continue our trades, I'm going to be using this wallet very specifically to purchase watch to earn, so that we're able to see, in a excuse me, in a few months' time or in even a few weeks' time, how much, you know, excuse me, how much the trading account made up for our current well, I'm doing this. So how much the trading account made up for our current appreciation and how much our operating wallet did, because you'll be able to see in PooCoin, we'll have this option called show trades. So show trades just means when did you enter in this market, but obviously per account is going to be different. So you'll see obviously we're the majority here, and then my personal one is around here, and then obviously the trading one is going to be a little bit further here. And so what's good about that is after this takes off, let's say we eventually do get to $1 million in market cap. Let's say, and that's only another 50x from now. So that's I think that is within possibility by sometime next year. I definitely think so, if we can get all of our things off the ground. But let's say uh, whatever X amount of market cap that's higher than this. What's going to be great about this, I'm going to make a separate video as well about this. Another beauty of the corporate token is that uh, alongside with the very kind of weak incentive to sell, one thing is good is that one aspect that aids that disincentive to sell is that we know who owns what in terms of the project and the token. So this is why I was saying earlier, it's a nuanced debate in terms of centralization, because you know you can talk about Bitcoin being all decentralized in terms of all the nodes it has and all that type of stuff, but at the end of the day, is how you say, is interest in Bitcoin decentralized in terms of what reasons are people engaging with Bitcoin. And the two main reasons, historically speaking, so all the way from 2009 upwards, I'm not talking about just recently, is from miners and ultimately from speculators. Those are the two main groups. So do you have more faith in a token that even though it's all decentralized as Bitcoin is, if I'm entering right now and Bitcoin's at 23,000, but regardless, it was trading at 0.0008, like three zeros and eights originally. So anytime in between there, obviously I'm literally millions of fold at a premium than other people. So it's like, why would I trust random miners? And mind you, a lot of them were from China, were from all these different places that, not saying that's bad, but the whole point is that, economically speaking, that's unstable. So, we're relying on a whole bunch of random miners or random speculators from 2011, 2012 to hold and maintain price. You can have that and be yippee, hurroo, or hooray, whatever, for decentralization, or you can have somewhat um, centralized token shares or token concentration, I guess you could say. So it's going to be centralized by me, but also a lot of these are burnt anyway, so I don't even own these. So most of these are not even in play. But the whole point is that this provides a lot of people when we get to the $2, the $10 range, and $30 range. It's like, do we know who owns it all the way down from a 0.004, 0.002, or whatever? And it's like, yeah, it's me. And because it's linked to the business, I have no incentive to dump price ever. So this locks this in. Whereas if you look at a Bitcoin price currently, or even a Binance, less so Binance because it has Binance Smart Chain and whatnot, but I look at a Bitcoin chart, what's really holding up price past 10,000? It's just people not deciding to sell. But if you have Michael Saylor, you have all these, Grayscale, all these huge Bitcoin people who have literally like hundreds, like over 100,000 Bitcoin each or something like that. It's like, eventually they're gonna want to sell if Bitcoin does go past 10,000, goes past 5,000, 1,000. Hypothetically speaking, if Bitcoin were to go to $500 tomorrow, would they still be as enthusiastic about Bitcoin? Yes or no? And that's reality. So it's like, is when those guys decide to sell, is when this initial area, in terms of price, is going to come into question. How far down can it go? And the whole point is that as high up as and as fast as Bitcoin has gone up historically, we have yet to see the number one cryptocurrency ever fail yet. And it's my hypothesis that in the same way how it can go up super fast, greed is a powerful motivator in terms of acceleration on the chart, but fear is always going to be a stronger emotion, always going to be stronger. So it's like, I do think that overall we're gonna have layer ones. So Bitcoin, eventually Ethereum, eventually Binance, but Binance later on, Ethereum later on. But Bitcoin, I think kind of right now, I think the next bull run we're going to see that overall is just going to lose steam compared to others. And once that happens, and once we see the first, so we have, the 3 to 4 year cycles. Once we see a drop from 69,000 all the way down to past 10,000, so roughly around the 3,000 range. If you remember, 3,400, that was the bottom of when that was during the pandemic. So if we ever get priced down there, that's going to be the first time seeing that in cryptocurrency. And I think once that happens, or if that happens, there's going to be a great case in terms of how do we best secure tokenomics. And that's why I always say in these other videos, I have all these videos in my head, but yeah, that's what I've been lining up since the beginning of this year. But yeah, one of the videos I'm going to have is that cryptocurrency has tech, but it doesn't have economists. It doesn't. And one part of currency, is tokenomics. And I definitely believe that Bitcoin was a first good go. But then we have the Ethereums and the Binances with they lock their tokens within their smart contracts and whatnot. But we're gonna have to see that eventually tokenomics are going to eventually evolve, and I do believe the corporate token is a great example of that. So yeah, and lastly, very quickly, do you guys understand what this is? So I put in like $30 like twice on over on my phone on MetaMask into PooCoin. So the thing about it though is that this isn't me, one. So this is who I initially thought this was me, but when I checked, this was a smart cut. This was a locked token, I guess, or a locked contract when you look at this, and or whatnot. But anyways, look at this. So it went from it went from $34 in Rat BNB to about 34 ish in BUSD, and he gave it 290 wash to earn, and this was about a day and some change ago. So this was when we were at like 11 cents, give or take. So that's how that kind of makes sense. Then all of a sudden we get a boost of $118.4. I don't understand how this makes sense, and I try my best to understand this, but I don't get it. So uh, you know, it's possible, I guess. Now that I just think about it, that there's two transactions. Can you send two transactions in the same transaction? I'm not sure if that's possible. Because this is all under one transaction hash. So if this was two separate ones, this would make sense. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure, but if anyone has an explanation for how this can go all the way up to 118, please shoot that to me because I have zero clue how that works. But it was in our favor because price boosted up. But yeah, that wasn't for me. That was for a different person. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching this Dev Talk number 20. It's been a little long one, but it's been a little while since we've updated you guys. So I'll be uploading quite a bit. So until next time, catch you later.